WWF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Everything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out. Bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when Eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Well, back again. And we're back with a win at home. Yes, guys, welcome back to Eagle-Eyed Football and welcome back to the Aston Villa match reaction. As always, I am joined here with one of my co-hosts, that is Mobile. JC, how's it going?
That's how you know I've been so busy. I didn't even change the name. I'm good. Yes, on the move, apologies. Got some building work being done as we speak. So you're going to see me moving all over the gaff. But I'm good. Hope you're well.
So my guy's going to be muted most of the stream. Stat Man Dan. Misinformation Man. Otherwise known as. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Still very happy after today. After yesterday. Watched the highlights a few times. Watched a lot of the clips many times today. But yeah, I'm good.
And finally, the reason why we're late. Chairman, how's it going?
Well, I was trying to get this wonderful computer working it, but I'm here now, finally. You're very happy. I've got two great stats for you. You probably know if you want to know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently, if you take the first 8 games of our season out, started the season then, it would be 4th. And if you started the season on January the 1st this year, it would be 2nd.
Really? 2nd?
More points us, this year in 2025.
Wow.
Oh, great stat, isn't it?
I'm surprised at that. That's a lot better than I thought it would be, bearing in mind how rubbish we are at home.
But we're equally brilliant away, though, aren't we? Was it 5 away wins on the trot?
Yeah, no, to be fair, I would have thought to get that high up the table with those, I guess, caveats. I thought you'd had to have some decent home form on top of that as well.
To be fair, I don't think we've played many home games this year yet.
True, yeah.
We've got a lot of home games
coming up.
You never know. Maybe we're using up all of our good luck away from home to be good at home and then rubbish away. Then who knows? For me, I had 4 hours of sleep. So the second that this stream is done, I'm going straight to bed because the fan cams were all uploaded at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 6. So sick. But what a game it was. Dan, how do you think we set up in the game? Do you think we set up well? Do you think there's anything Glasner could have done differently? Because we just seem to struggle a little bit in the first 10, 15.
Not really. I think maybe he was caught a little bit. Well, maybe we were caught a little bit unawares because Emery did change up his system ever so slightly, so maybe threw us a little bit off guard, perhaps. And Villa needed to win that game, to be honest. So I think they were trying to go a bit gung ho, and then we just kind of figured them out pretty quickly, I think. And then obviously bit back.
Mm-hmm. And then with how they eventually changed, they sort of changed into a more forward-back formation in the second half. Do you think that was? Or some people say it's to counter us, but do you think maybe Emery was trying to do that to maybe get a one-up on us and it just backfired?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think he needed to change something, and I think he probably thought, I've departed away from my original system. It's not worked. We need to win this game. Because, I mean, there was a bit of mind games. Well, maybe not too much, but there was a bit of mind games, really, between Glasner and Emery, because Glasner basically said on public, on an interview, like, yeah, he never changes. So here he is. And then, now he's changed it. And he probably thought, this isn't working. Let's go back to what I know.
Mm-hmm. Because what I did see is I watched a few Villa fans that were doing a reaction to this video. I think one of them did a vlog as well, and they were saying we're going into this game, this game meaning a lot more than it did last year because they're already in the Champions League. They really didn't care last year, but they said in this game where it means so much more than it did last year, it's a formation that Emery put out that they've never played before, and they said that in a game that's this important, why would you make such drastic changes? Chairman, is there anything you want to say on that, or do you think it's just Emery being Emery?
I think you nailed it yesterday when you said that Glasner's got Emery's number, and I think he didn't. I think he got to a stage where I don't think he knew what to do. I think you've got to counteract it and say, I watched the highlights today, and I think their first goal that was disallowed was very harsh, wasn't it? It was like a knee hair offside, wasn't he? But most of the time, Villa looked dangerous going forward. But as I said, we took our chances, and I got to say, I think he just got to a stage. I don't think he knew what to do, and maybe by taking the extra defender off, putting another midfielder stroke attacker on, it would like be more effective going forward. But it didn't actually work like that because once Mateta had put us 2-1 up, I think there was no looking back after that.
Mm-hmm. Rich, how important was the timing of our goals? Obviously, we did go 1 up. They did score very early after half time, which is probably the best time for them to score. But do you think the reply and then the goals after that, do you think they were at good times in the match to maybe take the wind out of their sails?
Very, very crucial times. But even before that, I just want to talk just briefly about their setup because I don't know. It seems funny in the footballing sense where like the crowd were moaning, like whenever Martinez had the ball, but we were setting traps because I think they had more joy whenever they passed the ball to Disassi and he broke out than when they went to Constance's side because Constance struggled to pass and he struggled to run with the ball. So it was like whenever Disassi had the ball, we just sat back and all he could do is pass back to Martinez. As soon as he went to Consa, bang, press was on. And I think that was very key. So I know there was loads of groans in the stadium, like, come on, get on with it. But like, I think we played that smart because otherwise, next minute they're running at us. And there was a few times that they did manage to get out, and go into our back four. But your question was to the timing of the goals. I was so happy because there's been so many times this season where we've been playing well and we've not capitalised. We scored at the perfect time. Well, tails were up, we were in the ascendancy, and we struck. And that's the key thing is when we're playing well, can we take the chances that we've had? Funny enough, we should have had 3 or 4 goals in that period. So like after the first 15 minutes, the remaining 25, 30 minutes, I think we were in control. Granted, Chairman, you're right. I'll be mad if I'm Ollie Watkins and I've got called offside for that. Like, it's just... But we have to then say, offside is offside. The question is, did they draw the lines right? We don't know. Once the semi-automated comes in, no one's going to have any arguments. But to be called offside for that's frustrating. Jacob Ramsey's first goal was a bit more clear-cut with the offside.
Mm-hmm. I saw people, Aston Villa fans, getting a bit up in arms with the Richards one. I think the first one is the screenshot they used wasn't actually the right frame because the ball left Wharton's foot for like 2 or 3 frames.
Yeah.
But even then, one thing I did find that was a little bit strange was that the VAR didn't even draw the line on Richards' one.
I think they didn't need to. Here's why. When you see the angle from, say, the main stand going towards where the linesman is, Dino was the one playing everyone on side. He was an extra yard behind play and stuff. And I think that was from, when we recycled and he chased Sardan, I believe it was at the time.
Yeah.
No, Gay, sorry. I think it was all from that. So I think he's the one that kept everyone on side. So I don't think they needed to draw the lines, to be honest. But yeah, just to the second goal, to score, I think it was like, 5 minutes or so after they had equalised. Massive, because they could have had tails up and we could have shrunk. And we killed that. And from the moment we scored a second, it was game over.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, with the game being over, I wouldn't say the game was over at 2 because I thought that they still had some times where they were getting in behind. I think they had another one. I think they had another close call, didn't they? I think Ramsey went down. Villa fans were claiming for a penalty. Dan, is that a penalty?
No, come on. Like, I mean, is that a foul outside the box? I don't think it is. So why would it be a penalty? Like, if you're going down like that, like, I mean,
You hit the floor,
I don't think that player goes down like that if they don't think that then they can get a shot off afterwards. I think they gone down looking for a penalty, and like I said, I don't think that's a foul outside the box. Like, I think if that's outside the box, the ref just waves play on, like a lot of refs do. Like they've been told. I think last season they started getting told to actually, be a bit more lenient with like things like that, and that's a perfect example of it being not foul. To be honest,
can I just make a point now? Mateta's second goal, wouldn't that not have been a foul on Eze for that? I know the referee said play on. It's a similar sort of thing, wasn't it? The guy flattened him.
I think the fact that Eze got taken out, but I don't think that Eze ever had control of the ball. People are trying to say it's a great pass. I genuinely think the ball just bounced off of him into Mateta's path. So I do think that if Mateta wasn't there, the referee would have just waved that on as well, because I don't think Eze was ever in control of the ball, really.
Yeah, I don't.
But I would say that if the ball got to that stage, they probably would have pulled it back to the foul on Sarr to make it a free kick.
Yeah, because he got injured after that, didn't he?
Because they completely wiped out Sarr, didn't they?
Yeah,
just
completely.
Before that.
Yeah,
but they probably would have brought it back to there.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to ask you, Chairman, one thing I thought was very important was up front, most of our players seemed to win their one-on-one battles. They clearly had the intention of putting Ezri Konsa to man mark JP all game. And how did that go for Konsa?
Well, it didn't go well because I could count at least 2, maybe 3 times where JP beat him and he just basically found a head injury. And the referee's got to stop it because head injury. And then literally, as soon as he stopped it, he got up again. So, JP's a handful at the moment. And I don't think he could cope with it. He really couldn't. And even there was one time on the halfway line in the first half where JP spun him and then he just went around holding his face, didn't it? And he ran off and, the crowd were booing. And literally, the referee pulled it back and he got up again and walked off. And he's thinking, he's only done that to kind of free kick. I don't. In the league at the moment, who's going to handle JP in the form he's in at the moment? He's playing that well. We said it last year, didn't we? I know he's scoring loads of goals, and you can't deny that. But the biggest improvement in his game is hold-up play, isn't it? He's been absolutely fantastic since Glasner's come in. And, Ozzy made his game better, but he's bringing everybody else into the game as well. So...
If only JP could use his head, then he'd be the complete striker. Because for a tall guy to be that rubbish in the air is pretty impressive, isn't it?
He's scored 36 goals this year in the Premiership. I would love to know how many he scored with his head, because I bet it ain't many, is it?
The only one I remember is the Brighton one, but that was a really good goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't think of many that he's
scored. I don't remember any others.
For a big striker, that's quite incredible, isn't it?
Whereas Benteke, I think he scored all of his goals with his head, didn't he?
Pretty much. Missed loads of penalties.
But yeah, Rich, our other individual battles, Sarr, he made it look like Digne wasn't even playing football in that game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say it was his best game.
I don't think he played very well in the first half.
And that was more so because I think we were playing a very conservative style of football. And most of our good work actually came down our left-hand side. But what he did well was he just made sure he was in the right areas. That's all he needed to do. He could have had a hat-trick. I think his other chance where he shot with his left foot, decent, like it was the cutback, he had a shot with his left foot, decent save from Martinez, and it comes back to him and he goes with his right foot instead of his left. So he's just off balance and he knocks it over the bar. But so even, and I don't mind if a player's not playing well if they're doing the right things, you know, like to find himself in those shooting positions, even though you're not having a good game, like personally, like with regarding passing and being able to run out a player and whatever it may be, it's a sign of a good forward.
100%. And also Eze, his defensive work rate in the last few games, ever since he's come out publicly and said, I am fully fit again.
Yeah.
His defensive work rate and
unbelievable.
He's just shown how physical he actually is. He's actually using his strength now.
Yeah. He still needs to learn how to pass to Mitchell though. Like he's still not doing it. But
I think I said this to you. We need when Chilwell plays, we need to see if he passes to him, because then there's some allegations that have to be thrown out there.
No, fair enough. So yeah, no, that's it. I think, but defensively, he was really good, really, really good. He was really working hard for the side, and happy he's getting back on form.
Mm-hmm. Dan, with how Emery set up, sort of going back a little bit, and how Emery wanted to play, how they were very much they wanted to sit on the ball, beta press, and then play through us. Do you think that suited us a little bit more? Because at home, we did play a little bit more like we play away from home because of what they were trying to do. Do you think that fell into our hands and I don't know, maybe helped us a little bit that way?
I mean, I definitely think there is an element of truth to what you said about Glasner having Emery's number. I think the way that we play under Glasner, I think, just suits the way, like, our strengths, like, very much complement, I think, Villa's weaknesses. Like the fact they play a high line, like we love playing against teams that play a high line, and like when it comes to baiting the press, like, you know, we try to be a good. We're not like an intense pressing team, but I think we pick and choose the right moments when we do press, and I think that was kind of right. And also as well, I think, and they added element for yesterday because because I heard loads of people moaning when like, you know, when we weren't pressing Martinez or whatever. But at the end of the day, the onus was on Aston Villa to win that game. So they can't be doing that too much. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I think we had it. So then therefore we had the upper hand there. I mean, going slightly off tangent, but related, just because I wanted to say it at some point. The XG has officially come out today.
I knew there was a stat coming.
The Opta XG has officially come out. We created 4.3 XG yesterday, which is insane. 4.3, which is crazy. To put that into perspective, right? The most we've ever made in a game.
Is it Burnley by any chance at home?
No, it was actually. I'm surprised it was this one. It was 3.9 Bournemouth at home, which I think. Oh, where's that gone? Milivojevic got a penalty. Scott Dan scored. Jermaine Defoe got 2 goals for them. That's the most we've ever made since these stats have been available in this game. 4.3. That's crazy. Like, by comparison, the 5-0 last year was only 2.5. So only. Like,
finish that.
No, go on.
Just a quick observation as well, and this is a shout out to our gaffer. He's turned us from a predominantly possession-based side when he first joined, because of the players we had, to a more counter. He's adaptable, and he plays to our players' strengths. Honestly, we effectively now can have 2 ways of playing: possession-based and on the break. Granted, we do need to work on how to a low block a bit better, but yeah, he's sensational.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think I've said it in Tactical. Like, I think he's looked at the fact that we don't have Elise anymore. He's seen that we've got Sarr. Sarr is a lot better running off the shoulder behind the lines than he is receiving the ball to feet and then trying to turn or whatever, like Elise used to do. And I think he's recognised that. And also, I think going back to like my theory that I had about Eze, I can't remember whenever I said it, but like, I think the reason why Eze would then drop deeper what I think that was all part of that plan, and you can see like how Glasner has effectively tried to do that, and like at Frankfurt as well. Like one of his key things was that he used to love having the left wing back basically in loads of like switch it over to the left wing back, ping it over to them, they would run down the line, cross it in, and then that was a thing. But obviously that's not a thing for us because Mitchell's not really able to do that. So now you see the right side with Daniel Munoz getting a lot more forwards. And yeah, I completely agree. He's a very adaptable manager. And I think that's an extremely good thing to have.
Mm-hmm. And he even changed when Aston Villa changed their formation to go forward at the back. He definitely pushed Eze a lot further forward and a lot more central as well, because towards the end of that game, we were playing very much like the end of last season, where you had Mateta, Sarr, and Eze all in very close proximity, the same way how we had Eze, Elise, Mateta last year, like how they're all pressing as a little pack of each other, and a link-up play between them can create goals without actually needing wing-backs or midfielders to help.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like seeing that he's able to adapt and say, oh, look, they've gone one less at the back. Let's focus all of our efforts on certain people and then we can get through it. And, you know, we scored 3 more goals by doing it.
Yeah.
Also, I did have a quick Google. Mateta scored 36 Premier League goals. Guess how many he scored with his head?
Oh, because I Googled it as well, so I'm not going to say anything.
I'm going to say 1. I don't remember any of them.
Rich?
3.
Bingo, 3. Out of 36. As a 6'4" striker, he scored 3 goals with his head.
I know Millwall was 1.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Actually, was there for that, wasn't we?
No, I'm saying Premier League goals.
Oh, Premier League. Oh,
yes,
never mind then. I don't know the others.
I don't know. I know that Palace released a video saying all Mateta's goals. So you watch that one back after the stream. It's 5 minutes of goals. Like there's never been a compilation like that for a Palace player ever.
You know what? If you had told me a year and a half ago that today Jean-Philippe Mateta would have 5 minutes worth of goals, I would have told you no.
You're chatting nonsense. I mean, to be fair, after the game, we were all talking about really good performances from Mitchell, from Chris Richards, but when you watch it back, I do think there's only one man of the match in here.
Are you going to say who I think you're going to say?
And that's
Adam Wharton.
He's
Chairman, how
just ridiculous.
how important is him being back and being fully fit for our squad? What could it do for us?
Getting Wharton back is like us buying a £50 million midfielder, isn't it?
Is that it?
No, I'm just saying it's like the quality is incredible, isn't it? He can split passes, but splitting passes. His tackling's pretty decent as well, and he's decently strong actually on the ball as well, isn't he? So he doesn't get that pushed around too much. It's a breath of fresh air because it was last season when he was playing 90 minutes. Every game I was giving him man of the match because he was impressing me so much. But it's like a massive signing. It really is. Is him and Hughes, and the shame of it was that Hughes got booked early, and you know what happens when Hughes' game goes off a bit when he gets booked. Then, honestly, it all summed up with the little 1-2 and then the blind right-footed pass to Eze, wasn't it? You're thinking, how do you even see it? And to see
he
it,
didn't take a touch either. He just whacked it with his right foot.
And also, at 2 seconds, and like a little bit before that 1-2, he like wriggled away from,
didn't he?
yeah, like he wriggled away from one of their, like a couple of their players. Oh,
if you
Dan,
watch,
are you happy that you scouted him, Dan, before we actually
yeah,
bought
it was
him?
me. I actually messaged
It's
Dougie
you.
Freeman. I messaged Dougie and said, "Oi, mate."
I think if you actually did that,
There's this guy at Blackburn, but I'm not too sure if you'll get him because apparently Blackburn hate us after that gauntlet of gob.
yeah, I think the hardest part of the contract negotiations will be dealing with his dad,
or his dad's mate.
But yeah, Dan, I know that you want to chat about Wharton.
I mean, there's not. I mean, what other things can you say about him? Like, Like I think I saw in the comments very early on today, like that he'll play for a Champions League club. Like he definitely will. Like there's absolutely no certain about that. Like I'm sure we'll do fantastically next season, in the Champions League. But I would even go a level above that. I would even say at one point he's probably going to be probably top 3, like DM60s, whatever you want to call it, in the world. I genuinely think that. I think he'll be England's star player, assuming obviously he keeps on the trajectory he is. I think he'll go and play for whoever one of the best teams in the world is, whether that's, I don't know, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, I don't know, maybe some other team, whoever, I don't know. Whoever that team is, he'll probably be playing for them and be one of their most important players.
100%. And also, it was brilliant performance, and Thomas Tuchel was at the game, wasn't he? So I'm saying is Thomas Tuchel likes to play the same formation that we do. Him and Rice in those 2 midfielders, and then you got some good wing backs in Trent and whoever's going to play on that left hand side. Who knows? It'll probably be Lewis Skelly now, wouldn't it? I would say. But
he's not set up again.
Well, if Chilwell can get a run of games, it could be Chilwell again because he's won the Tuchel's won the Champions League with Chilwell, hasn't he?
I'd probably go on a limb, right? I mean, I know we're digressing here a little bit, but I'd probably go on a limb that maybe if he was going to play wing backs, I reckon Lewis Hall would be in with a shout with that.
Oh, good shout. And Livramento as well.
Livramento on the right, Lewis Hall on the left. I wouldn't say no to that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. But yeah, like Adam Wharton's got a massive shout in going into this team, and also Mark had a good game as well. So Mark's probably got a good shout going into that. Was it World Cup or Euros again? It's World Cup, isn't it? The next one.
Yeah, World Cup 26.
He's nailed on, Mark. No question about it.
Oh yeah, he pushed. Maguire's not in that squad anymore because of how good he was in the Euros.
He's nailed on, no question about it.
Absolutely.
And to be fair, the next England squad, Wharton and Mark are nailed on. I've got to say, I think Eze's making a bit of a push to get in the squad now, isn't he? I know
he's too little, too late. I think Henderson will get that third keeper's spot probably.
Yeah,
or second.
I'd argue he'd be second now because I mean you got Pickford. Then after that, I mean Pope's been injured for most of the season. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Ramsdale's been rubbish.
Ramsdale. Yeah, unless I'm forgetting someone really obvious, I think he's second choice really.
Yeah. Let's go into the comments. Big at the dog. Eddie and Ben should start on Saturday.
Romaine, like the lettuce. It's got no E.
It's pronounced Romaine, but it's not no E. It's just Romaine or Roman, but with the A and the I the other way around. Should they start on Saturday? You can't drop Mateta for this game.
SA's got a better chance of starting than Nketiah.
Yeah,
I think he might drop Sarr, give him rest, and play Romaine.
I would still say that I think Glasner will go same starting 11 again.
Go strong. No question
it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I think we've got a week until the Ipswich game, and Will Hughes can't even play that game anyway, so you might as well play Saturday.
So you'll play Hughes, you'll probably play Wharton again, you'll probably play Sarr, Eze, probably Chilwell for this game because you want to be attacking a little bit more. Mark, Lacroix, Richards, Munoz, Henderson. That's what I do. Probably the only change will be Chilwell. But I do think it'll be a little bit harsh. I think they tried a good game. But I think the fact that they are going to be a low block, we're going to have to try and break them down. But this will be a game where I wouldn't be surprised to see Esse come on instead of Kamada for Sarr later on. I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. But I'm happy that Nketiah got his first Prem goal though. He needed it, and I think that the whole vibes around the team and everyone celebrating as much as they did with him.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Even though it was good movement and it was a tap-in, they still showed him what it meant to everyone else to see him score, which I thought was quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
A great team spirit at the moment, isn't it?
Vibes FC is back again, some would say. That Olsen dude is a waste man. But the presenter was acting a little bit. I don't know. They seem to get some really bad commentators at Palace, don't they? They had the one good guy and then he left. And then they've sort of bounced around a few other guys and it's just not really been the same.
I can't remember who it was now. But
I think he was talking about the guy on the microphone on the pitch.
Yeah, that's what.
While he had the mic on the pitch, he was asking the keeper to move, and he just ignored him.
But yeah, like ever since we got what was his name? It was Patrick something, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
The other guy beforehand, he did a podcast with some people. Can't remember his name, but he was one of the good ones. Tim would say that Olsen's a pagan.
New favourite word.
I enjoyed the banter.
He deserved every goal he conceded.
Do you know what the funny thing is, right? I thought about it as well. Is that like at half time, obviously everyone's gone to the concourse for whatever reason. They've come back, right? And everyone's just giving it to Olsen, right? No one knew really what was going on. They just started giving it, so everyone else is joined in.
You know what? Yeah, one thing I found out when I was actually watching the a Villa fan do their vlog. You know, Olsen played in the 5-0. He played the full 90.
Did he?
So Olsen in 2 years has played 1.5 games at Selhurst Park and he's conceded 8 goals.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple.
Can we play you every week?
Like they don't really seem to like him playing in goal.
Yeah, and chairman, that's why I said when it went to 2-1, I was confident because Olsen's crap.
I mean, to be fair, at 2-1, there was that incident where Henderson came running out the goal and the guy went round him, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody kicked it off the line, wasn't it?
It was Mark.
I wasn't sitting confident at 2-1, but as soon as we scored the 3, I couldn't see him get back into that personally.
Now, to be fair with that, Henderson did the right thing. He rushed out to him and didn't commit a foul.
No,
so the player ended up going very, very wide. So, yeah.
I thought that was quite dangerous when they broke, personally. I think the 3-1 was a nail in the coffin, personally.
Tim didn't see the shenanigans, but we saw it on the For You page. What a pagan. Yes, Tim. Watching the replays, I can't think Wharton's season. This is Wharton's season.
Season's Elise.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. He changed everything in the attack. Will 100% be a Champions League player. Wharton is the difference between us finishing 15th to 12th compared to 12th to 8th. That's the kind of difference that just one guy can do. Comfortably the best player not to score. He assisted Eze and he should have assisted Eze yesterday, but he improves us defensively. Nate said a 6.5. Who did he say 6.5 to?
The fans. So the what do you call it? I saw a comment earlier just saying Doug was saying, like what was the atmosphere like? Because Nate said that it was 6.5.
It's not good at Selhurst right now, really. Bit dead.
I thought it was better in Blocky than it definitely has been.
Yeah, it has been better. Yes, it was better than it has been in a while, to be fair.
Yeah.
But would you say that's because of how good the Villa fans were that they felt a little bit outdone?
See, this is something I always find really interesting because when I'm in Block E, like I'm at the right at the back of Block E, I very rarely hear away fans. For me, the Villa fans, I heard them for 5 minutes after they equalised, and that was it.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, I think because when Patrick was talking about it, he was saying that the Villa fans were really loud, but then he probably didn't hear much of us because he's right on the opposite end of the ground.
Well, we saw that when we were in the box.
Yeah,
we only heard the Liverpool fans, and no one
they
else
were loud, to us, but they might have been quiet to everyone else. So.
One thing I will say,
Pat.
It's a shame it's not the other way around because the acoustics of the halfway are so much better than the Homestyle. All the Homestyle, all the noise is goes straight up in there. Whereas
Blue sky, isn't
after,
it?
it's all behind, like it all gathers and goes out the front.
Emery had a lot of meltdowns apparently. Constance didn't get rinsed. He got a shower.
But yeah, he didn't have a good evening, did he?
Bad evening. Big up Animal. Good question. Glasner said he had a pain in his knee. Hoped 2 days rest would be good for him. Do you think Mark will play? I don't think his injury was that bad because he played the full 90, didn't he?
The thing is, he has to play. We've got no one else.
That's a problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But supposing
Yeah, I mean,
Mark
yeah,
would have
that's
gone
the
off,
thing.
what would he have done?
I think he would chuck Lerma there.
And then you throw Devaney in the middle, wouldn't you?
And don't forget, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mill this week, Ipswich next week, Southampton like a couple of days after that.
And then a 2
And
week
then
break.
it's like a 4 week break.
Southampton's after the break.
It depends on what happens in the Millwall game.
Oh, Southampton's after the break.
Yeah,
You got
And
Millwall, then you got a
we-
2 week break.
And then
you
the
got-
quarter final, I think, is the weekend before Southampton.
Yeah, so if we beat Millwall,
obviously
then we've got another game within that break.
Oh, so the break's after Millwall.
Yeah.
No,
I think
after,
Ipswich game was
after
cancelled,
Ipswich.
couldn't it?
After Ipswich.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought it
sure.
was Ipswich. Yeah, I thought it was Ipswich. Yeah, I thought it was Ipswich.
We would have played Newcastle, wouldn't we? That got cancelled. 14th of March. Then we had the international break, and then we got Ipswich at home, Southampton away, isn't it?
Dog saying Tristan's smiling in his fan cam made me so happy. We pointed it out. We was like, this guy's smiling. He's proper cheesing and everything. All right. We've got our resident guest that always clicks the link when they join.
And guys, yeah,
Tim.
you know, all of you are welcome to jump in. Don't think it's just a Tim thing. Like any one of you can come on and have your say.
Tim,
The more the merrier.
Tim, can you tell us a scary story?
Yeah, I'm in a co-working space, so I don't have a lot of time because I've got a meeting after this. But no, what a win, man! What an incredible win. I mean, it was kind of funny watching Emery melt down on the sideline. Pat said he was box office. I thought he was. He was absolutely melting down, which does speak to what you were saying before about how Glasner has his number. He just looked very frustrated. But you know what? There were moments in that first half that Villa did have a little bit of joy, but I thought they were few and far between. I thought they looked confused. I thought they looked confused a lot. And I thought Martinez was emblematic of that. He's just sitting there waiting for us to, come at him. And we're just like, nah, I think we've got something planned for you. It was just, I thought it was a really well executed game plan by Glasner. Really, it's so pleasing to watch a manager get over on multiple managers in this league. I think you tell me, but I think the points don't show it right now, but I think we have a manager who's a top 8 manager. Maybe it was a miserable start, so we just don't have it on the table right now, but Glasner is quality. I mean, I don't know that I can name a bunch of managers in this league that I would rate above him. Not many.
Dan, you like a stat? Just out of curiosity, what would the league table look like from when Glasner started? Is that something you could find?
Yeah, I can actually.
That's a great question.
Premier League table.
Oh, I know he's got.
so-
I think he's got the highest win percentage of any manager that's ever managed Palace, isn't he?
He was tied.
Solely in the top flight, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tied with that. I think he was tied with Koppel for that.
But what was it? Wasn't it 43% wins or something like that? Wasn't it? Or was it better than that? I can't remember.
His win percentage, according to Wikipedia, is 45.65%.
I mean, that's incredible, man. Well, let me give you another stat, which I find pretty incredible. Through 27 matches this season, Palace scored 35 goals, given up 33. conceded 33. Last season at this same point, so through week 27, match day 27, there were only 2 Glasner matches. The rest of it was Roy. We had the Burnley win and then the loss at Tottenham. That's where we were. But through week 27, last season, negative 15 goal difference, 47 goals conceded. So 14 fewer so far this season. We were on 28 points and we had 32 goals. I think you can make an argument that this team, even without Michael Elise, just the team, I'm not talking about quality of players or quality in the squad, but the team and the way the team is playing is better. That's down to Glasner, is it not?
I told him, Tim, before he came in, if you started this season from week 9, we'd be 4th.
Right.
Took the first 8 games out of the season, we'd be 4th.
I mean, it's really quite something.
Really
I mean, those are incredible stats. It's just the team playing a structure and a directness that Glasner said it. Said we are a team that's very difficult to play against. That's exactly right. We're hard to score against, and we also make it very difficult when we're on it. Often Palace, we are our own worst enemy. We miss easy chances. We miss a final third pass. We do that a lot. But when we start stringing things together, I mean, my goodness, man.
Some of the football we're playing is beautiful to watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's incredible. Not only that, I mean, the pass that Wharton hits with his weaker foot, he hits it with his weaker foot, a diagonal to Ebbs that honestly.
His touch was better.
Yeah, if his touch was better, he's in, and that's a goal. I mean, that was incredible. But also just defensively, we are, and I think this is something I really like about Glasner too. He builds from a solid base of defense, and man, that back line is continuing to play incredibly well. I won't go too far off on my American bias. I'm just really happy for Chris Richards. I'm thrilled for him because he's finally playing to a level that I always thought he could get to, and he's finally getting there. He's going to improve his passing. His passing is getting better, but man, I mean, he has always been strong, solid defensively, and now he's just I don't see how you move him out of that right center back position. We need to recruit center backs for depth, but I think that right center back position is his. He's made that his own.
Yeah, he was fantastic, and I think as well, I think him being so good was one of the reasons why we saw Lacroix making a really late run into the box. I think at one point, and then that threw like their entire, and that's something I think we've really missed. Like one of the back line, because Klein used to do it last season. Yeah. I think we've really missed that at times this season where one of them just goes up and just joins it. And I think because Richard is playing so well, I think Lacroix felt comfortable being able to do that. But just to add on to what you say, the stats you're saying earlier, Tim, this is actually the most points we've ever had after 27 games since we've been promoted.
Yeah.
The only 36 points, and then the only season that came close was 1920, where we had 33 points after, but we tend to average around high 20s.
Yeah, and last season was at the same point, 28 points. So 8 points better than last season. I mean, the only bummer is, I mean, if I had to knock somebody last night as a Palace player, and I don't think I should really knock him because I love Yuzi, but there were moments, particularly in that first half, where McGinn was giving it back to him. I mean, it was kind of funny to watch. Like, Hughes and McGinn are two sides of the same coin. They both have a bit of, pardon my language, bit of shithousery in them, each of them. And I think for portions of that first half, McGinn did get over on Hughes a few times. And I don't think that the yellow that he gets would have been a yellow if he doesn't get called for a foul, he gets called for a foul like 3 other times before he gets that yellow. It's not really a yellow. It's just, I think the ref got tired of him. And that's what,
The thing is with Will Hughes, the second you give him a yellow card, his game sort of falls out the window because he bases his whole game on being aggressive and tackling. But the second you give him a yellow, you basically strip away 90% of his game, where he can press, he can be annoying, he'll do some really niggly fouls or whatever and just get away with it. But the earlier he gets a yellow, the earlier you have to take him off, really, because yes, he can pass, yes, he's really good on the ball, but his main thing is just being aggressive in the middle and breaking up the play. The second you give him a yellow, he can't really do that anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, although to be fair, he lasted another full 20, almost 25 minutes. He doesn't come off until pretty close to the 60-minute mark. But still, yeah, that's fair. I mean, if anybody had a not optimal game last night, it would have been him. I thought McGinn was good and got the better of him in some instances, but otherwise, Watkins had moments. Rogers had a great moment, but a lot of the Villa players looked confused, aimless, a little bit off it. And the number of times that we got in behind, I can't even count how many times we got in behind, but I know he had 19 shots and 6 on target. So that the only criticism there would be, how about getting more of those 19 on target? But otherwise, geez, I mean, how many big chances were there to be had in that match? There were a lot of them.
I mean, to be fair, I would be a little bit critical with our defense and how we conceded our goal, because it was literally just one long ball forwards.
Yeah.
And then
that's on Lacroix, by the way. I think that one's on Lacroix.
In a funny way, I think it's all the centre backs in one in one swoop, because Mark doesn't really challenge Watkins for the header at all.
Yep.
Lacroix stand the wrong side of him, and then Richards is just unlucky because he's just sort of trying to fill in, and then he's obviously going at pace, and then Rogers literally just takes another touch out of the way, and Richards is gone. So it's almost all of them had a bit of an error involved in that, but it's a little bit disappointing with how good we are defensively that one long ball could do that to us.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, they just didn't really no one really took charge of that situation when you really needed someone to, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that, after seeing what happened when they did that, I was really surprised that Aston Villa didn't try and do that a little bit more, because they scored their goal and then instantly tried to go back to playing the ball around again. You think, well, if going direct worked, and, luckily for us, they didn't. But, if they did, would that have been a problem for us again? Could they have scored again from something similar?
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, this is why I say this is why I'm making this statement, and maybe I'm being a little too harsh on Villa, but I genuinely, JC, I thought they looked confused. They looked like, and Emery was melting down on the touchline. I don't think he was giving instructions. I think he was just falling apart because nothing was working for him.
In his head, rent-free, and Glasner knows what he's going to do before he even knows what he's going to do. Glasner has his number. I told you this, and I didn't want to say it. I really didn't want to say it, but I thought, no, I have to say it, because if we win, I'm going to look like a genius. And guess what? I still don't look like a genius.
He's gone. He's got Emery's number, making him meltdown. Last week he was shushing Marco Silva. I mean, what's he going to do?
What's next?
Lifetime contract.
Lifetime contract. No, I got to run to another meeting, but I'll make this last statement here. I genuinely think that if Wharton stays fit, and we can keep playing like this. This is what I remember from last season, where you have 3 passes and in. Like I think this is the first game where I was really seeing more of that. Like 2-3 passes and in. If we start seeing more of that, I don't know. I think I think we could absolutely murder Brighton at home on our pitch, and nothing would make me happier than that. We owe them another proper beating So I would love to see it.
100%. Tim, thanks for
Alright,
joining
big
us
up,
again,
Tim.
man.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
it was
Tim.
Tim.
All right.
Tim,
See you
just
guys.
quickly, Tim, the fact that
Sure.
you didn't mention Mitchell is shocking, by the way. Anyway,
I
Tim,
know.
have a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's true. All right. See you guys.
See you, Tim.
See you, mate.
Obviously, we're doing a Millwall preview tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we could take out of that game to maybe put into the Millwall game? Granted, they just play completely.
Just play the same and smash them.
Yeah, same way, momentum.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even think the preview will be that long. After them and go on up the palace.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything else to say? Because obviously, big up all you guys in the chat. Big up Rob.
The only thing I've got is
Oh, I've
what
got
Rich
one,
asked me. What is the record of Glasner since he arrived? So when he joined on February the 19th, 2024, the Premier League table, we would be 8th in every game since. So 39 games he's been in charge of, and we have 57 points in that time.
Wow.
That's incredible.
There you go. And yeah, we're
Bearing in
8th,
mind,
4 points off Aston Villa, who are at 7th.
bearing in mind we didn't win a game for, was it 8-9 games this year at the start?
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That includes
Wow.
that. So
Shows, isn't it?
Just imagine if we backed him.
don't, because honestly, like it's really frustrating me because I'm just thinking, like, you know, if we don't lose to Everton, you know, if we maybe beat West Ham at the beginning of the season, we don't lose to Brentford in that first game, we would be in the European places. So
Yeah,
I'm
people
trying
be
not- I'm
talking
trying-
about us like how
trying
people
not to
talk
think
about
about it.
Brighton and Brentford and Forest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying not to think
Maybe
about
not
it
Forest, but
it'll
the other
upset me.
two.
I think basically, if our home form was half as good as our away form, he's comfortable top 8 now, if not 7. Basically what it is, isn't it?
Mhm.
3 wins at home, and we're into February. It's not good, obviously, but because our away form is so good, it's putting us into that position, isn't it? So
Mhm.
I mean, also, if like let's say we keep pushing on and Glasner keeps doing what Glasner's doing in the summer, obviously, if you can keep him, because that's going to start to be a thing. 'Cause he's only going to have a year left on his contract at the end of this year, isn't it? Because I think he only signed. I think he only signed
Yeah.
2.5 years, didn't he? So at the end of the season, he'll only have 1 year left.
To be fair, that's pretty normal. I think that's pretty normal for managers to have shorter contracts than players.
Yeah.
Just give him another 2-year contract.
Give him a 10-year
Just-
contract. I don't care.
Just do it.
Give him the paper. Let him sign what he wants. I don't care.
Same thing with Mateta, I would say, at this point.
And Hughes an extension.
More than 1 year. Get rid of that 30-year-old 1 year
Yeah.
extension.
Let him be the first
Yeah.
exception to the rule because he deserves it.
Yeah, because I do think that maybe Maka deserved that as well. Probably
That's a
Kuyate.
good point.
I think when Kuyate left was a really big blow for us because we literally left everything to Decore. Granted, Decore was brilliant in that season, but if you paired him next to Kuyate as well, he probably would have been even better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anything else?
Just quickly on this. Depends on our window. Depends on our window. That's how it always is.
Do we back Oliver Glasner? I don't know. I hope so.
back him.
We hope to, but yeah.
But to be fair, if he's doing what he's doing, there'd be no reason why we couldn't entice a higher quality of player as well.
to be fair, we'll lose Mark next year, definitely, won't we?
Yeah.
I don't want to
think it's-
jinx anything,
If
but
we
I
can-
agree with. Sorry, Chairman.
That's it. We lose Mark at the end of the season, and if we can get like another Max, we can find another Max Lacroix that fills in for Mark, and we don't lose anybody else, then why not, isn't it?
No, absolutely.
Who are you agreeing with, Dan? Is it Animal?
And I agree with you. I think it's wide open. I think the way we
Oh, yeah.
play, I think. Shut up. I think obviously we're playing. Look,
And
yeah.
on a Saturday night.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks.
Whoa!
But yeah, I mean, you know, win that trophy all day long. taken out. And also, I just think like the way Glasner plays, I think suits knockout football better. And I think on our day, I think we can play well against anyone. And obviously, we've got Millwall on Saturday, which is a very good opportunity for us to get into the quarterfinals. And then who knows, maybe even more teams get knocked out by then. So, you know.
Well, Plymouth have already beaten Liverpool. Why can't they do it against City?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Liverpool, half a team, man, didn't they?
Who cares?
Do you know, so I agree with you, Dan. You know, and I think if we get through Millwall, I think the next round is very important. If we don't get like
we need the luck of the draw, don't we?
Yeah. If we don't get away to Man City or something like that in the quarterfinals, in the semi-final, you can, neutral ground. I think you could chase against anybody.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, like looking at the fixtures, like Newcastle and Brighton, one of them's going to get knocked out because they're playing each other. Okay, Bournemouth, they got Wolves. Maybe Wolves could pull one on them. Forest are playing Ipswich. Maybe Forest are more concentrated on the league, perhaps. I don't know. Well, I suppose Ipswich are as well. And then you've got a guaranteed championship team there because Preston are playing Burnley. So, and who knows? Maybe Aston Villa. Maybe they'll put a weak team out against Cardiff. Perhaps they probably won't, but maybe they will.
Probably our best shout is we hope that, if that let's say we get through and then like it's a. Obviously, let's say Burnley goes through and the Villa goes through against Ipswich, and then everything goes, I guess, for the size of the team, just to make it easy. If you got to hope that Man City might get Newcastle in the next round, because then that would make it, I guess, even more likely that a team like us, Wolves, whoever, have got a better chance of going to Wembley.
To be honest with you, the only team that I actually fear playing in that last. In who's left is probably Newcastle, actually, to be honest. They're the only team there, like City, I don't fear because we should have beaten them earlier this season and they're crap still. Who else were in it? Obviously, Villa we've just beaten.
Our Spurs are still in it, aren't they?
No, they got knocked out, I think.
That's only really
got knocked out by Villa.
Yeah.
FA Cup.
I know Bournemouth, I suppose, would be a difficult one. I mean, that's the thing. It's Newcastle and Bournemouth for me. The only ones who I probably would be like, if we drew them, I'd be like, okay, I'm maybe not expecting it. But I think Forest, I think they are a good side. But I think when we were playing crap, it wasn't. I don't think there was that much in it when they beat us. To be honest.
I feel Plymouth.
Guys, just want to say, now on a serious note, big up to all of you. We've actually hit 2,500 subscribers as well. Started this journey, this is our 4th season, and it's only made possible because of you guys. So really, really thank you so much. Keep obviously supporting, sharing the channel, subscribing if you do, like each channel. And we'll continue to just try and make it bigger and better as we go along. But really, really massive thank you to each and every one of you for helping us get to 2.5.
100%. 100%.
That is all.
Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing as well. 2,500. That's a lot of people. I just asked subscribers we could fill up, Dulwich Hamlet. You know what? Though? That's actually a crazy feeling, though. Like our fan base, you could fill up a stand of people in a football ground. You're thinking, I can sit here and talk to a screen. That's calm. But I've seen all them people, even just people that come up to us at away games or at home games.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They just come say hi to me. It's like, I don't know who you are, but I really appreciate it. I wish I did know who you were.
Yeah, until they actually said what their YouTube name is. It's like, oh!
Oh, yeah, like with Mitch. I was like...
Yeah, with Mitch did it, yeah.
Who are you? And he's like, oh, Mitch. I was like, oh, swear down. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Honestly. And as always, up the pattern.
You go.